means it's Wednesday at 9 Pacific time.
Yes, 9 a.m.
That's right, 9 a.m.
Morning.
Well, let's
I'm
welcome
really
everybody.
glad. I'm really glad that you have finally found a a binge watch that will never end. You will never go into binge loss or binge grief.
That's true. That's
And
true.
so to just kind of jump off of that, I'm going to say live from Oregon. It's Wednesday
There
morning.
we go. And it's the Aging Better Network. And
Better.
I get to produce the show, but you are the host, Christine A. Smith, aging enthusiast, and everyone can go to the agingbetternetwork.com. There's tons of information there, and you can learn more about being an aging enthusiast. But there's more. We'll talk about some of the benefits there later of going to agingbetternetwork.com. But
Yeah.
what kind of announcements? What would you like to start off with sharing for folks?
Well, something released like a helium balloon about a week ago, a few days past 7 days. So I feel like it's still just a little bit, fresh and new. And I thought, wow, when it's been that long, do you still announce it? Yes.
Mhm.
I've been an author for years. I have put out all sorts of newsletters and my different positions in different companies, but I was writing little notes and putting them into my bag as a caregiver.
Mhm.
And my husband kept pushing me along. In fact, there's a whole dedication to him in the book that's on the screen right now. So he kept pushing me along to become not just an author, but a published author for the
Mhm.
very first time. So about 9 days ago. And at the beginning, you've got the pages flipping and it's the actual pages. I thought he was just going to put, something, some you reach into those amazing places and you pull out these great graphics, but that was actually the pages of the book, The Act of Aging. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, you're welcome. It's exciting. The book, not only did it get published, but it went up the charts pretty quickly, and it made it as
Yes.
high as number 4. And the only reason that it really wasn't number 1 is because 1, 2, and 3. 1 was like a best-selling New York Times author and
Right. He's
contributed
a
to like
columnist in the Wall Street Journal.
right,
So
yeah.
I'm not going to beat
Uh,
him.
and and the producer for The Office,
Mm-hmm.
Mindy Kaling, she was
Yep.
number 2, and then the singer and actress Jessica Simpson has a book. So those were the top 3. So being number 4 is actually number 1 compared to people who have millions of dollars behind their name. So congratulations on that and getting the active aging out to people so that they can start to prepare for their emotions and the relationships of growing older.
Right. It's a Kindle. And there are, is it correct to say hot links?
Yes, yeah. Inside the book, there are hot links because you have given examples of the journal, the pre-act your age journaling pages. There's samples in there, so people can go
Mm-hmm.
there, click the link. It'll take them to a place to sign up so they can get that emailed to them. There's 3 journaling samples, and there's videos that go along with that to help people navigate that.
Right. If you want, you can print up those materials so that as you're watching the video, you can actually just go, oh, that's already here for me. Okay, I'll put this here. And by the time you've been through it 3 times, and you can stop when you're just like, wow, I need time to think about this one.
Mhm.
You can stop and go. It should be on your terms. It should be your own decisions. And pre-acting your age means I'm not there yet. I'm not that far down the road yet, or I haven't experienced that yet. But I know that it's a common issue for people as they continue into the third of their life, which I am.
And I love the way that that comes out, the third of your life. It really, I think people as they approach retirement, there it's kind of like the end of the ride, but it's really the beginning of a third. That's a long time. That's a lot of time.
You were talking about rides earlier this morning because you do a lot of live, and you were talking about the e-ticket back in the day
Mm-hmm.
and the e-ticket being on the big ride. And where do the big rides end? In the gift store. So I'll just say that the rides, usually the line is longer than the actual ride itself.
Hmm.
And then you've got time in the gift store. And that is my gift to you, is that you have time to look at the different aspects of aging, very general categories of things that go on as you continue to live for a long time. And you get to just shop around and decide how you want to handle that from the perspective of your own emotions, and how you want to treasure and build and fortify your relationships, and maybe even add, very intentionally add more relationships as you continue to live, so that you will have those connections. Because if you have listened to any interview with people in their 80s, 90s, and hundreds and asked, wow, what is the secret of your longevity? They list a few things. Relationship, always, always in that grouping.
That's there's research that says that people that are
Mhm.
well connected, that have good relationships, live longer, happier, and healthier lives than people who don't. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And so, when you're talking about aspects of aging, and the Pre-Act Your Age journal is going to be coming out later this year, and there's actually going to be
Mhm.
52 acts of aging. So, what are some of the examples when we're saying this? What are some of the things that people might want to be looking for, looking forward to?
So the number 52, we can think of that as weeks of the year. We can also think of it as 52. That is a lot smaller than some books that are literally 600 pages of what you ought to do. So I've got kind of a dual situation going on. So instead of 600 pages, there are only 52. These are the issues or the challenges or the considerations that will come your way as you continue in your
Mhm.
life. And so these 52 aspects of aging, I've identified those because I have worked with so many different people in their private homes, and I've been an assistant of some sort. But
Mhm.
in almost every one of those homes, there's someone my age that comes to visit or is living there also, who says, wow, no one tells you about this. No one prepares you for this point in your life. How am I going to find someone to handle, and they're talking about it,
Mhm.
but here is a tool to help you be very intentional and actually go, check, I have handled that aspect of aging. So the book that's coming out later this year, 2022, is going to be those aspects of aging, the Pre-Act Your Age journal. And I'm
Mhm.
going to give you a bunch of answers to choose from. So that'll get your brain going. You can choose one of those answers to the prompts of, what am I going to do about that? How am I going to handle this? Or you might come up with some better ideas. Once you've done a few of these, it's going to be in the back of your mind as you continue in life. And you're going to find people just like I did as a caregiver, and also just a person with relatives and friends and neighbors. You're going to find someone who's handled one of those aspects really well. And you'll think, I'm going to jot that one down. I'm going to put that in my journal because I like that idea. That's what I want to have happen in my life. And then you're going to communicate it. You've already documented it. And then you're going to do a maybe a short little action, thus pre-act your age. You will accomplish something toward that goal just to begin to begin you
That's right.
to begin that what everyone calls the journey, or the next step, or this week. It will help
We're
you
gonna
to
let
take the
let's
right
talk about
direction.
this. Let's talk about this in
Yeah.
a moment. We're actually gonna get
Yeah.
an example in a moment, but
Yeah.
scrolling across the bottom is agingbetternetwork.com. And so we mentioned that the book is available. It's on Amazon. The easiest way to get a copy of the book is to go to agingbetternetwork.com. Right at the top, you can click on it. It's a hot link. It will take you right to Amazon, and you can get a copy of the book, 99 cents.
99
And in
cents.
it, there is a hot link, and that'll take you to an opportunity to download a three sample. It's like 12 pages, is this journaling sample. And there's a link to watch videos. So there's three samples, and you can watch the video to help walk you through filling out your own journal. And while
Mhm.
you're at agingbetternetwork.com, there's also a tab called the events tent.
Yes.
And that is another benefit of the agingbetternetwork.com website.
That was fun. Okay, so when you get to the website, you will meet me again and again. And I decided, just like those talk shows, I'll, have a different outfit on each time, and I will invite you in. So I'm literally inviting you into the tent. And I call it event tent because if you see something, you see a big tent going up somewhere, someone's having a wedding or they're having a big conference or something like that. So come on in, click where it says click here, and you will see standalone live events that will
Mhm.
have information. They will have guest speakers. They will have videos. It might even be a movie that's coming out that um, deals with something about the third of your life as you continue on in your life. And, so grand opening of this or the launch of a particular um, book or a conference or something that's a one time opportunity. So
Mhm.
I will keep adding more that as they're coming up, and then I'll have to remove the ones that are done.
Right.
So
We'll
that's
keep
going to
that.
be a place to visit often.
That's right. We'll keep it current with upcoming events. So put that on the screen, agingbetternetwork.com/event dash tent. Now let's go on and talk about an aspect of aging. I think you've got some prepared there, and I'll choose and we'll get a little idea of what that is.
Okay, and how
Be
many are there
fascinating
to
to you.
choose from?
52 different aspects to choose from. So what are my choices today?
You can choose any one that you want. And if we dealt with it last week because it happens to be your favorite number, I'll ask you to choose again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think last week I actually chose number 47. So this week I am going to choose 54.
You are
I can't,
correct. That
I
is
can't
the
choose.
one that
I
you
can't choose 54
chose.
because there's only 52. So I will go to number
I was
4.
still thinking, wow, he remembers that he did number 47.
Yep,
Yes, 117. Go ahead.
I do remember a lot of things. And as Monk says, it is a blessing and a curse.
Yes, you do remember a lot of little details. You have a
So
lot of little details to
let's go to
remember.
number 4. Let's go to aspect of aging, number 4. What is that one?
Oh, I just added that in the last few months. I've been caregiving for years, but in the last few months, I just added, and here it comes, all authors become your must reads. So Alz
Mm,
Authors is ALZ
mhm,
Authors with just an S at the very end. And Alz is short for Alzheimer's. And so become your must reads. We mentioned that the other day, and this person, of course, had no idea what we were talking about because it's familiar to us and not familiar to other people who have not navigated dementia or Alzheimer's in a loved one. And Alz authors are people, some of them are professionals, but most of them just got a diagnosis and said, wow, what do I do next? Who helps me through this? What questions do I even ask? What is best? Can something be done? Can we slow this down? And so everyone is familiar with dementia and for the most part doesn't really even want to think about it.
mhm,
With Alz authors, you get to choose from over 300. They're adding new books every week.
mm,
Um,
mhm,
new 300 different people who have had an experience that is very difficult, and they've either adjusted to it through humor or they went for years not knowing that there were resources, or they want to share about an organization that they started and groups that can support you and people who go, oh, I know exactly what to do about that. And it's like, oh, things light up. So one way to pre-act that is to look up All's authors and thumb through their books. If you want to, you can purchase some and actually donate them to maybe a medical place, maybe your doctor's office. You can even ask them, the ladies who have put this together, as just an act of love, that have put
promise.
all these books together, and you can ask them to select them for you and you can donate them to a school library, and that keeps
Absolutely.
it in the back of your mind. If you or someone that you're very close to is diagnosed, you will know there are resources. You're not just set adrift with a diagnosis.
So if people go to agingbetternetwork.com, and
Yes.
I've put this on the screen, they go to
Good.
guest dash appearances, you can actually see a interview with a number of the authors. In fact, we have two different ones up there because we interviewed 10 different authors from Alts Authors on Amazon Live. And then we
15.
also, oh,
15.
15. And then
Yes.
we also did
We
another special one with Al's author from England, and so that was a very special show. So those are both linked on the agingbetternetwork.com slash guest dash appearances. Scroll down. Uh, Al's authors uses purple as their primary color.
Mhm.
So scroll down, just look for the purple boxes, and you can read about them, but click and you can watch right there.
I'm so glad that you put that out there. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's important. And so one of the things about guest appearances is not only are there past appearances that are on there, but there's also some upcoming ones. And let me just put this upcoming one up there right now because this is going to be important for people. Let me get the cross on that.
That
So
is in the event tent. So, yeah, and I've got that a piece of paper that I'm keeping right here at my desk. Not that I need to be reminded because it is on my mind every single day. So, the Caring Conference, it is designed for people who are giving care, which certainly happens as you continue to age. It might be your neighbor. It might be your neighbor that you're just watching out for and maybe getting the phone number of someone that is in their family in case getting a little funny just isn't funny anymore.
Mhm.
And
So
so the Caring Conference is for anyone who is caregiving or anticipating to be a caregiver for someone who needs assistance to continue their daily life. It is also for professionals like social workers to get their continuing education units. Now, what happens during this? I think it's 7 hours, is that every 25 minutes there's a different presenter, and I get to be one of those presenters.
Mhm.
Every single presenter is doing something different. The one that I got to be in an interview with is Patty Sharon, and she does basically Lego therapy, like, express yourself with Legos, or describe something. And she's asking us to actually show up for her 25 minutes with Legos. But then you have people who are professionals in how to work on your finances in your future. There are people who have become just thought leaders in how to provide opportunities um, to people that are faced with different aspects of aging or with caregiving. There's so many different ones. You can literally go and look through how they've described each thing that they are doing. I'm I attended it last about 6 months ago, and I thought I'll just come in for the good parts, I'll just come in and out. I was glued. Every single 25
Mhm.
minutes had something important for me, and you can win prizes because I did, and so did Patty Sharon. I guess maybe
Yeah.
that's why we asked to be presenters.
Mhm. Yeah.
we can
And,
we can give some prizes.
so this is coming up on March 25th. It's 6 a.m. Pacific time to 2 p.m. Pacific time. And
Mhm.
as you said, it's going to be riveting. There's a lot of different speakers that are there. It is free, so you can go to Eventbrite to register for it. The easiest way to navigate to the link so you can register is to go to, and it's on the screen, agingbetternetwork.com/guest-appearances. And then all you have to do is look for, right at the top you will see the Caring Conference logo there, and that's March 25th. And you can click on that, it'll take you to Eventbrite, and then you can register for that for free and get a lot of information. And a lot of it is also the networking. I know that after
Yes.
you attended the last time, you connected up to some remarkable people who are doing some fabulous work across the country and around the world.
So many of these people say, why isn't someone doing this? People have been growing older for quite a while. Why isn't somebody doing this? So they've found different niches, but um, different really helpful ways to handle all sorts of the things that happen to all sorts of people. They're just general, you know, um, if you had time to sit and just study one little aspect of aging, what would you do with that? How would you, as my now friend, Elizabeth Miller, healthy caregiver, she said, if you could wave your magic wand, what would you do to change something about aging that just isn't working right now, and for some people, it's like going through the insurance. There should just be a person that you tell all your stuff to. And like the people who do your taxes every year, they just come back to you and say, this is what you should do. This is who you should contact. This is how you can afford it. These are people who are going to support you. This is what you should do when things change. When this doesn't work anymore, go here. It turns out there are people who are doing that. But how do you find them? What do you even how do you even know what it is that you're looking for, what questions you should ask? So, yay for conferences. Yay for Denise M. Brown, who has put this together in these 13 different presenters on March 25th. Who you just open up your eyes, and yes, there's a chat column where you're going to meet all these different people, and they're going to put in their contact information, and you'll be going, as they say, there's an app for that. Well, guess what? There's a person for that. And we're desperate sometimes to just hear a human voice say, "Oh yes, there are options. We I can give you some of those options right now." You'll,
Mhm.
phew.
Well, you have I will just say to everybody, thank you for watching. And
Yes.
what would you like to say in the last 30 seconds before we end this edition of the Aging Better Network show?
Well, I thought when we started this, how long are we going to be doing this? And I thought, you know what? I keep talking about aging. I guess we'll keep doing it until, we have aged with our audience. And I think that's maybe why I call myself the aging enthusiast, hashtag aging enthusiast, because
Mhm.
people want to be in relationship, just like I was saying at the beginning. They want to be in relationship, and online relationships are just as real and just and make a, a huge difference in your life, just like face-to-face ones. So I'm glad that we're doing this together, and we'll just keep doing it as we age.
Well, and Dr. Efren Lopez says hello, and I will put this up on the screen as well.
Hi.
That says Tim Sohn is running a benefit,
Thank
and it
you.
is the Man and Woman of the Year fundraiser. And this is bringing awareness to cancer. Tim has personally been affected by this for the majority of his life, as so many people have. And so you can please support Tim and so many people who are affected by going to donations.perspectivesoncancer.com. And so that is available right there. But thank you to Dr. Efren for dropping in and saying hello. And with that,
Wow, we appreciate you. Thank you.
all right. Well, we will wind up this edition, and I'll just tell everybody, have a fabulous day.
Thank you.